We're coming into spring and now is the time to put your garden diary into good use. So we've got everything in here for you to start planning your spring and summer garden so that you have a really abundant pumping garden and you have food coming out of it all summer. So what you want to do is start by coming to the back and looking at the So When guide. So you want to find your climate, so whether it's cool, temperate, tropical, subtropical, etc. And then come down to the month, so September, and then you can go down the list and look at what you can plant now. And you've got a choice. It's either you might sow direct, so putting the seeds straight in the ground, putting a seedling in, or putting them into a seedling tray, the main ones. So what you want to do is start by looking through everything that you can grow and then thinking about what of those things you actually will eat and what is worth growing. The other interesting information that we have here is days to harvest. So along here you can see how long is it going to take from when you plant it until when you're going to eat it. So you can work backwards and say, when do I want to be eating this? And go back to how much earlier do you need to plant it to be ready in time. And also it has multiple harvest or not. So things like tomatoes and cucumbers and zucchinis where you can just keep picking from the same plant. You don't need to keep planting them quite as much. Whereas something like cabbage or cauliflower, some lettuces where you might just take the whole thing, you want to be planting them every few weeks so that you've got a succession of them growing. So you don't just have a big lot of them all at once and then nothing. Once you've sort of worked all of that out, then you want to put it in your diary. So you can start at the start of the month and just do an overview of all the things that you want to plant. So I'm going to make a little column here of seedling tray, direct sow, which means putting the seed straight into the ground, and then seedling. The seedling tray things, because it's not warm enough yet to put them straight in the garden. So I'm going to get them started under cover in their trays, and then in October, then I'll be ready to put them in the garden. So I'm going to put down my things here. Then once you've got that list of things that you want to plant for September, then you can go and put them into the actual weeks. So you need to think about what time you've got. So are you going to be able to have a little bit of time each week to get in the garden, or are you going to have a big go every couple of weeks, or just one go in the month that you're going to be able to plant things? So think about what your schedule will allow and you can start writing them down. It's a good thing if you plant with some of the things that you want to succession plant to maybe plant every couple of weeks. So mark it down in the notes section what you're planning to do. Then when you've actually planted it, you can put it down in the day that you planted it on. And then that means next year you can come back and you can go, my capsicums did really well this year. I felt like I got them in at the right time. And then you know exactly when you put them in. Because often when you're doing it, you think, oh yeah, I'll remember that. But often you don't. And then you can just write any notes that, did you put compost in at the same time? Did you mulch? Did you feed them? Then you can start to see those patterns developing over time. The other thing you want to keep writing in here is any of your observations. So if you've had a whole lot of pests come in, or a disease in your plants, or you've had a great crop, or you've noticed there's not many pollinators, or there's lots of pollinators, you can write that down here for each month. And that just helps you stay on top of those things that you often think you'll remember, but maybe you won't. And then at the start of each season, you can actually do a little sketch of your garden beds, and you can actually mark out where you've planted those things. And that helps if you are doing crop rotation to just keep track of what you planted when and what was there, the crop before the one that you're pulling out. Also for each month, you can put in rainfall and temperature. Now, if you're not necessarily organised and you're going to be in there every day writing them all out, you can actually, I went to the Elders website and I found that they had the temperatures and the rainfall for every day for the last 3 months. So if you haven't actually kept track of it, you can go and fill it in after that. Then you can write a total for the month for the rainfall. Then you can again start to see a bit of a pattern forming of how much rain you had. Because sometimes you feel like you haven't had much rain, or you feel like you had lots, but you don't really know what that figure is. So if you already have one of these, pull it out, start using it. And if you haven't ordered one yet, they are currently only half price on our website. But the exciting news is we now have our 2027 diary ready for pre-order. So if you are loving your 2026 diary, pre-order yours now. Make sure you don't miss out. And if you haven't bought your 2026 diary yet, when you buy a 2027 diary, you can get the 2026 one for only $10. So check out our website and pick up your copy of next year's or this year's, depending where you're up to. So a little bit of planning now can really help you stay on top of things and be organised, so that when you're just going through each week and what's on, you're not having to go through and work it all out. You can just come up to that week, you can see what it is that you've said you need to plant and just put it in, and you don't have to think about it. So a couple of hours now to get that all down, or 1 hour, write it all down, and then you're set for the month.